Okay, second cut. But, it was my own choosing, so to speak. My own choice, my own choosing. I can't think of words sometimes. Reading recommendations. And, like I've said before in another video and the other cut, but you guys didn't see that. This is not all, like, positive, so to speak, of reviews. Some of it's negative, I'll have books that I'm like, I don't like this book, yada yada. But I don't want to call it, like, a review of the comics I've been reading recently. I call it reading recommendations, and you guys can watch the video, and hopefully none of the comics I don't recommend appear in the thumbnail. But, whatever. It seems that my haul videos, I wish. It seems that my streams are the most viewed thing. Well, actually, technically the most viewed thing was, my Simpsons comic collection. But then, not consistently, but recently, the thing that a lot of people have been watching is my, streams. And that X-Men video I did. But that's because I did a thumbnail. That's because I did a, tag. Oh, weird. There was a, Band-Aid on there. It was scratching so hard. Like, I think scar or something. Anyways, my stream. Oh, and the X-Men one did good too, because I used tags too, because there was a whole, like, everyone was doing, like, one excellent scene, excellent, okay, I guess X-Men excellent, and I used that tag, so I got a good amount of views on that one, and a good amount of comments. The thing I care about most is the comments. Like, the views come second, obviously, but comments is how I know that that people are actually watching it, and it's not just me seeing if they have comments. I have, like, videos from, like, months ago that still have no views. I do think it's YouTube, even though my cousin gets my videos and has recommended all the time. Don't know why the other people don't. Alright, so, Marvel Snapshots, Captain America, that was a 2.5 minute, basically 2.5 minute intro. Captain America and the Falcon, this is, I don't know why I said it like that, it's Marvel Snapshots, Captain America. I like this, vintage variant. There's some alliteration, I didn't realize that. I like this story. This was definitely the best of the Marvel Snapshots. The Namor Submariner one, I was like, ugh. And then that was terrible. And the Fantastic Four one was alright. And Captain America shows up in 5 pages, you guys. We're gonna immediately hate on it. Like, I still don't get that argument. Like, the whole point of the Marvel Snapshots is people like us looking up at the heroes. I think what he means is that they talk about Spider-Man and he doesn't really appear, but even then, who cares? It's not Spider-Man Earth's X, whatever, like that. Or Universe X Spidey, that's what it was. It took me forever to find that. I thought it wasn't on digital, but it was Universe X, not Earth's X. But yeah, like, it's not like Earth's X Spidey, where it's a, from what I can tell, it was like that universe's Spidey, and it was like one shot of him. That I understand, but Marvel Snapshot Spider-Man, it's about Spider-Man, but it does not mean it needs to feature Spider-Man prominently. So speaking of terrible Namor books, it's Avengers Under Siege. I like the whole, like, them being against Namor thing, but I was not a huge fan of when it focused on him and his, like, Marina, his love underwater, and she was captured, and ooh, is she gonna be freed, yada yada. It was stupid. The next one I'm going to be reading is a 41-page annual, and although it is out of that stupid Namor Marina storyline, it's still 41 pages of this Avengers run I'm not a huge fan of. I don't know, maybe the reason why it's rated so highly on Goodreads is because people grew up with it, like with the Power Pack. But I think Power Pack is rated kind of low on Goodreads. Same with Iron Fist. I liked it with a good amount of issues. I would say a little bit less than this chunk of the book. Right here. This chunk. A little bit less than that was really, really, really good. And then I got to the part I'm at now. And this is rated actually low. If you go by issue by issue, it's rated lower on Goodreads than the Avengers ones. So it seems like more people are agreeing with me on that. This one I actually did like, and I'm going to ones I really liked, even though I talked about Captain America already. This is the Batgirl Gail Simone series. I have 2 more of these, and then I'm done with the Gail Simone series, and I'll be probably done with Batgirl for a while until I get into 2000 series. Because after this, it gets bad, I've heard. And this is proof that you don't have to like what the person says on Twitter to like their books. I don't agree with what she's saying on Twitter. I don't really agree with what anybody says on Twitter. Twitter is just a garbage, it's a dumpster fire of shit, really. And cancel and being people being canceled, people being canceled. So yeah, this Batgirl one I liked. I don't have to keep holding it up like that. That's why, because it's awkward. Anyways, the one thing I didn't like was that they had a random Batman story in it, and yeah, it wasn't random, it's part of the Death of Family series, but it was kind of unnecessary because Batgirl wasn't featured a lot in it, and it was more the Bat family. And I get that it's part of that series, I gotta collect it technically, but I feel like I could have skipped it, and then I would have, because that Batman is way after 17 issues after what I've read so far of New 52. Rereading it, technically. Because I was at Death of the Family. If I had kept on going with it. This one I was so glad I came back to. Not came back to it. I hadn't read it before. It was like one of those times like I had like too many books. And I was like, I could get this one and I couldn't. I think it got Ass City. Wish I got this instead of Ass City. That book was terrible and completely overrated. Kind of like that Avengers book, but that Avengers book at least I can understand. Although there probably are some people that grew up with Ass City. It's by Kurt Busiek, too, which I don't understand. He wrote Marvels. Marvels is so damn good. Although, you'll see later down in this reading recommendation, another author who wrote one book I really enjoyed, and then another I absolutely hated. Not absolutely hated, but you'll see. Witches. So damn good. It's not as scary as people are saying. In fact, some of the artwork, it was hard to see what was going on. So the people were scared because they didn't see what's going on. That actually is a fair argument, but still. It's more like what they don't show you. Like people have said that scares them the most. And yeah, you could say that like The Shining is one of the best examples of that. But this one I really enjoyed. It was messed up. It's definitely not for kids. It's a 17 and up book. I don't know how many of you guys are under the age of like 5. Like 10. Because 10 I would say. 10 and up is a mature 10-year-old. But, I mean, if you play fucking Call of Duty and especially Silent Hill, I'm sure you'd be fine with this one. But this one is probably my favorite comic I've read this year, I would say. Definitely the most memorable. Then, Sweet Tooth. Another one I was just like... I don't remember seeing this in the library at all. They have like an adult, this is the adult section, and they have like a teen section where they have that Batgirl one. Actually, no, technically they didn't have that because that was Interloan Library, but the first volume of Batgirl and the Batmans and, all the like the superhero books. They have books like this and some Batmans. I don't know why they have Death in the Family there. It's not that. I think it was still under the comics code. It's not that inappropriate for kids. Killing Joke, again, I can understand it being there. Sweet Tooth, anyways, Sweet Tooth I really enjoyed. They did not have the second volume anywhere, but I probably just ended up buying the second volume and then getting the deluxe editions, or just getting the deluxe edition so I can have them all. This was good. I don't know why I keep saying like that because I just did that. I really recommend this one. I just lost my train of thought, I guess. I don't know why I had to do that. It's like totally lose my train of thought. That's my point. This one I was super reluctant to get, and towards the end it was a little bit less than good. Like it was less than it wasn't as good as the first few issues, but I still enjoyed it. But I don't think I'll be getting the second volume, just because I don't know. Maybe I will. It's a lot of them this time. Because of that whole Interloan Library thing that I told you guys last video or a few videos ago. Haunted Night. It was good, but it's gonna take me a while to get into Long Halloween because the writing style is a very specific writing style because it's a different writer than not that normal, but it's a different writer. He also wrote Hush, which is my favorite Batman story still even better than Dark Knight Returns, which I personally think is a bit overrated. Um, but it was still good. I still liked it. I still recommend it, obviously, but the writing style, like it's a different kind of writing style than what I'm usually than what I'm used to, and it was just they kind of got like I don't know how to explain it, but it's gonna take a while for me to read Long Halloween because that writing style got a little annoying after a while. That's that perfect way to describe it. And it's only because I was reading it every day, and for Long Halloween, I had to read it pretty much every day because once I get into Long Halloween, it's about 13 issues. I think there might be an annual in there somewhere. I don't know. I don't think so. But then that's when I'll put it, because it takes about 2 weeks for the Interloan Library book to come in. It'll be 12 days. They read two on the last day. And then Dark Victory will come out maybe a few days later. X Factor was good as always. I didn't like when they introduced Thor into the book, but luckily that whole storyline has ended. This is the one I was talking about. How it's a writer that two writers that wrote the extremely good it's my highest reading recommendation ever of X-23. Like that's a damn good book, and this one it has X-23 in it too. I just thought it was boring. The first issue, I almost just stopped reading it after that. But I stuck through it, and I finally finished it. And I feel like I didn't accomplish anything. I won't be getting volume 2. And finally, Walking Dead. This had one of the biggest twists in Walking Dead that I'm surprised I didn't get spoiled to me. Because I've watched a lot of videos on, people that do hauls, and I always say 197 or whatever issue it was. Where, spoilers again, where Carl Grimes and Rick Grimes die. And I was like, thank you. The two biggest characters who probably stay alive the longest, for the most part, because there's one issue after. Thank you for telling me when they die. Thank you for that. Couldn't say spoilers like I did. Okay, I have the common decency to say that. I mean, to be honest, yeah, you should know that everyone in Walking Dead dies after a while. People, don't get attached to anyone like with Game of Thrones, but still, I don't know when they die, how. I still don't know how they die. I think they get shot. I don't know. One of the videos was showing their deaths, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah, that was. I'm not even gonna spoil the huge twist because I'm decent. I'm a decent human being that doesn't spoil everything. Because it's the top biggest twists in comics. Yeah, then say The Walking Dead. Don't say. And this is not the spoiler. Don't say the dead really aren't dead. They're created in a laboratory. And again, it's not an actual spoiler. I have not read to that part yet. I don't think that's gonna be a twist. I hope it's not because I just spoiled it for you and me. That'd be kind of stupid though. Although he can make it work. He made a big twist like that work, like that. But what happens in this book? But yeah, and then, instead of saying Walking Dead, so I think if anything could happen, I can skip past that part in the video. He'll say, "Oh, it was all a dream, Walking Dead." Don't say that. I'm sorry, but I do not have enough time in my busy schedule, and neither does anybody else, to read every single comic book ever made. Same with movies. I don't get why they do that. It's a very mean thing to do. At least I say spoilers. Sometimes I have forgotten, but here's the difference between me and all the other people who spoil shit. They have editing skills. They edit. You can edit that shit out, you idiots. I'm sorry, that was my mini rant about people spoiling things. I mean, it's different when you want to get back at that person that was really mean to you in high school and they care about or they spoil the movie for you, so they spoil them. And and this is why I'm pro that guy getting beat up for spoiling Endgame. He deserved it. I'm sorry, but he deserved getting beat up. Maybe not like the extent that he did, but he deserved what he got. Plain and simple. He's purposefully spoiled Endgame. I don't know if he's purposefully spoiled it, or even if that story is true. But if he did it on purpose to be a dick, then yeah, he deserves to get beat up. That's my 2 cents. At the end, it's the end of my reading recommendation.